Convictions of people caught by illegal Florida police drug sting to be vacated. Now, I saw this in a couple of places, but I don't think it was loud enough. I don't think people were loud enough about this. Okay? Between 1988 and 1990, the Broward County Sheriff's Office in Florida manufactured and sold crack as a part of a controversial sting operation to arrest people purchasing the illegal drug. Did you hear me? I'm gonna read it again. Between 1988 and 1990, the Broward County Sheriff's Office in Florida manufactured, which means they made it themselves. They was cooking it up themselves. Manufactured and sold crack. So they literally was flooding the community with crack cocaine. Many of those who are arrested for purchasing the BSO-made drugs were given lengthy prison sentences. The Florida Supreme Court declared the operation unlawful in 1993, but many people still have criminal charges or convictions on their records. Now, the Broward County State Attorney Harold F. Pryor, see, this is what you do. When you get into a position, these are the things that you should do. Seeks to bring justice to those affected by the operation. Last week, Pryor, the first black state attorney in Broward and the first black man to be elected to state attorney in Florida. Now, I don't know the rest of his policies. Sometimes you got to be careful because sometimes, some people do one good thing and then they end up doing a whole bunch of nonsense. So I'm just going to stay on this one because I have not done my research on his entire reign as state attorney. But this right here is what you should do. Last week, Pryor, the first black state attorney in Broward and the first black man to be elected to state attorney in Florida, announced plans to vacate as many as 2,600 convictions linked to the drug sting operation. The methods used by law enforcement and society to combat drug dealing in our community have evolved since that era, Pryor said in a statement. These records may be a dim memory or an unfortunate part of history to many, but they have had a long-standing and severe impact on the lives of the people who were arrested, as well as their families and the wider community. I like that statement. Before the Fair Sentencing Act of 2010, which reduced the statutory penalties for crack cocaine offenses, 5 grams of crack cocaine possession resulted in a mandatory minimum prison sentence of 5 years. And 28 grams of the drug resulted in a mandatory minimum prison sentence of 10 years. Some buyers who were disproportionately from vulnerable communities faced enhanced charges for purchasing drugs within 1,000 feet of a school, receiving mandatory prison sentences of at least 3 years. Okay? They had detention deputies posing as dealers. These poor people who were addicts were buying it. Okay? So they was out there slanging it too. They was out there slanging it. They weren't just, the plug. So they cooked it. They were the plug. And they was out there slanging it. The poor people who were addicts were buying it. So that I thought was very important to bring to everybody's attention. The amount of things that you end up learning that was done to our community is why that we demand our reparations as foundational Black Americans. because this is just the recent. We don't even want to get into, you know, everything else. We are demanding it. This is craziness. Okay. And so while they're doing this, right? While they're sitting here and they are planting drugs in our community, actually inserting themselves as the drug dealers in our community, making the drugs in our community, shipping it in from, you know, God knows where, because, you know, you can't grow drugs here in America. We don't have the environment. It's grown other places and brought in. So they allow it to come in. All those things, right? Also, they could arrest us. But while they're trying to arrest us, we're gonna go to the next article. Hold on one second. Okay, while they're trying to arrest us, this is what's happening in their own backyard. How they're doing all this to us, right? Take a look at it. Now, this is very interesting to me on multiple levels. Okay. Let me sip a little bit of tea. 6 Rutgers students accused of running a drug ring with app allegedly created by alum. My Even Melanin Face Mud and Body Scrub at the Healing and Serene Ancient Blends Apocryphy Care and Plants. This is the most beautiful eyeful of a store with so many wonderful healing products. I am so happy to have my products there. And Priestess Yendis, I thank you for being a calming and supportive force in my life. Harness the power of nature with my sweet and salty body scrub and face mud. My face mud features a perfect blend of sugar and salt, working harmoniously to slough away dull and dead skin cells. The result? A fresh, radiant complexion and silky soft skin beneath. The aroma of coffee awakens your senses, while turmeric fades marks from past blemishes, evening your melanin to perfection. My invigorating body scrub buffs away dull skin, leaving it irresistibly smooth and radiant. My invigorating scrub buffs away dull skin, leaving it irresistibly smooth and radiant. Infused with collagen, it promotes elasticity and improves texture that creates a youthful appearance. Visit the Ancient Blend store, a beautiful haven with healing products. I'm thrilled to have my products here. The calming atmosphere, filled with plants and art, is a feast for the senses. Stop by and experience it yourself at 357 Tompkins in Brooklyn.